Good evening. So it's been a long day, so don't mind all of this. We just got home and we've been gone since 8 o'clock this morning, so it's been a long day. So tonight I wanted to talk to you guys all about getting blindsided, because when you do this work, sometimes you think that you might get to a point where like nothing bothers you anymore and you don't feel negative emotion, and that you will like resolve an issue and then it'll just be done forever. And that's just not the case. And I do tell my clients this a lot. Expect to feel negative emotion probably about half of the time still. And, when you go about changing your thoughts and your habitual thought patterns, then every now and then they're going to pop back up and you're going to notice them. And that happened for me today. So it was kind of a struggle. So we went to see a show and we went with some family. Well, we met some family members there and stuff. It was kind of something that was started out being planned together, and then kind of like then it ended up being like, we'll just meet each other there type of thing. Now, I had an idea of how the day was going to go. I was quite confident that I knew about how it was going to happen, and I had prepared myself for it. And for most of the day, everything was okay. Maybe just like minor little triggers, but I was able to, hi Autumn, but I was able to, stay in control of my mindset. And then we got to the show and it was like one more thing happened and it just blindsided me. And I was like surprised by it, because I had thought that I was at a point where I wasn't going to get hit that hard with it. And so I struggled, because then we had to like get seated and then watch the show, and the show was amazing. But anytime the show wasn't on, then it was just swirling in my head, and I didn't have any way to like release it or talk about it or really process it at the time. So before the show started, I was legit in the bathroom stall crying. Like, I thought somebody was going to like ask me if I was okay in there. But what I wanted to just let you guys know is that's normal. Things are going to happen. It's going to pop back up. And what I noticed is that all of my old thought patterns wanted to come up after that. And I think that I was trying to change my emotion, even if it was changing my emotion from being like disappointed and sad, to being angry. And for some reason, I really wanted to get into this anger. And that's not useful. Disappointment and sadness doesn't really serve me that much either, but I just tried to let myself be in that emotion and not beat myself up for it or try to change it, and just sit with it and just kind of let it be there. And after the show was over, I had a chance to really like talk it out, and I was like talking to my husband, but really I think I was having a conversation with myself. I mean, he was saying some things, but it was like the old version of me, and then the coach version of myself. I was able to watch the thoughts that were happening and the direction it was taking, and really coach myself through it. And so one of the other things that I tell my clients a lot is that you're never going to be, completely done with something. Eventually it's going to pop up again for you. But the difference is that you're able to notice it and you're able to release it much faster than you would have before. So something like this would have probably devastated me for weeks a couple of years ago. But once I was able to actually process it, once the show was done and I could process it, it really wasn't very long. I mean, if it was a half hour, I don't even think it was that long. And so that really amazed me too. And the other thing that I was able to see afterwards is that all of these things are happening for me. And if I wouldn't have the past that I have, or the trouble in the relationships that I've had, then I wouldn't be where I am, and I wouldn't be able to help the people that I'm helping at the level I'm doing it. So even though it feels bad sometimes, I do know that I'm the one who's causing my feelings. So what was happening is that even though I was sad and disappointed, my brain really wanted me to turn it into anger, because if it was anger, then I could blame somebody, even though still anger is just me. But I just was really wanting to allow myself to blame and say it was somebody else's fault. And there was reasons why I was sad and disappointed. But really the only reason is because I was making certain things mean that I wasn't lovable, that I wasn't loved, that I wasn't cared about, that I wasn't included, that I was left out. And, it wasn't anybody else. And if I was angry about it, it still would be me causing the anger. So it was just really interesting to see kind of how my mind was working there, right? Didn't want to be sad. That was painful thought, or it was a painful situation for me. That emotion just really, really, really was uncomfortable. And so my brain wanted to change it, even though it was wanting to change it to, another uncomfortable feeling. So just wanted to share with you guys how it's been, how it's going to be. If you do this work, it's going to get better. Is it ever going to go away 100%? Not that I know of. But what if it goes away 90% of the time it's gone? What if it's gone for 99% of the time? It's been a long time since I've had this kind of thing bother me. So like I said, I felt really blindsided by it. And then I'm in public. There's a lot of people around. Then I go to my seat and I've got, cry face. I don't know if your guys' faces get red. And like I just do right away. And so part of me wanted everybody to know I was sad and upset, because then they would feel bad, or I thought maybe they would. But then the real part of me, the deep inner part of me, the best part of me, didn't want to ruin everybody's day because I was not managing my mindset. Didn't want to ruin everybody's time because I was sad. So yeah, I cried. But I didn't complain the whole time, and I didn't make sure I didn't cause a scene, and I still wanted everybody to have a good time. So I just sat with it and kind of watched the process, which if you can sit with your emotion and watch the process and the way your mind tries to get you to do something else, it's really, really interesting. But just expect to get blindsided every now and then, but also know that you have all the tools to get out of it much quicker. All right, you guys, I'm exhausted. I have to put my kids to bed. I want to go to bed, and I will be back with more energy tomorrow. All right, bye-bye. Hi, Angie. Bye.